Welcome to Entertainment Dudes. We're so glad you're here.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
From Los Angeles and Nashville, get ready to go behind the scenes with Entertainment Dudes. What happens when you pair a director, a voice actor in a world, and some of the most interesting people in entertainment? You're about to find out.
Yoo-hoo! Welcome to Entertainment Dudes and another great episode with Ashley Ross, hairstylist extraordinaire for movies and home collections and all kinds of stuff. If you ever wanted to know how to style a live cast, like the hair on the live cast or dummies in movies, and not the actors, we're talking about the dummies that actually would be in like a car.
That's terrible, Cam.
I'm sorry. Hey, I act too, so, me included.
Same.
Yeah. So
likewise. That's why we know we're telling the truth.
If you wanted to do
horrible.
something like this, see the difference in Jason? Actually, she didn't do that one, but, it's the same kind of.
It's just you getting a chance to make fun of me some more. I understand. Exactly. I get it. That's all. I get it.
That beautiful locks.
I get it. I know. Look at that. I wish I had hair like this still.
Amazing.
Ashley, if you can give me hair like that, can you punch holes in my head and give me hair like this?
Absolutely.
Great. I'd like to book an appointment for tomorrow after Ray comes.
You got it.
I'll take whatever that blue hair you have left from that wig you're working on.
Blue hair?
Yes, she's currently working on a wig, a secret project.
Yeah, it's a top secret project, but let me tell you, the medium for it is a real pickle.
Yeah, so
like
what is
pickle?
it?
Like
they just take very thin slivers of a pickle.
It's like
and it makes
cobwebs, like opening a bag of cobwebs and trying to figure out how to get through it.
I have never heard anyone profane more in 10 minutes in my entire life than hearing Ashley talk about this wig.
Oh, man.
Like, if that was our show, I'd be like, boop, 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 boop.
Can you
hair.
tell I'm trying to really, reel myself in?
I think you're doing great. For all the children and family members out there that are listening, I'm sure they are boop,
I'm usually not children approved.
That's okay.
We saw Pennywise. Have you styled any other, non-human type of things, like animals or werewolves or any, kind of?
There's something I did with my girl. I can't tell you exactly what it is. It's already out into the ether, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. But it was a very large furry creature that was a mix of 4 different things.
Oh, wow.
And that
I can't believe you got to do Chewbacca. That's amazing.
Oh, I wish. That would have been something.
Now that's some hairstyling right there.
The Disney ninjas would come in and take me out.
Oh my gosh. What's your reference point for something like that? How do you is it just out of your head, or what do you
heavily relying on the artwork that you're given. Usually you're given, I ask for pretty specific references, like if they have a rendering of it, whether it's a digital whatever from multiple angles, or they can just kind of hey, this is the concept of where these colors need to be and how the hair needs to be shaped like a certain, it was very odd shapes I was dealing with, so trying to make that work. There was a horn in the way, so they wanted the hair to do weird things around the horn.
I have that same problem when I wake up. I'm like, how do I style my hair around my horn? I don't want to talk about where my horn is, but I really. How do I style it?
Well, this is
Jason,
the last show
this is why
of
we love
Entertainment
you.
Dudes. So.
I don't think my face could get any pinker. I apologize.
Right there with you, buddy.
How do you style
hair around your horn? Your morning horn.
Oh, gosh. I gotta wipe my eyeballs.
Oh, gosh.
So, another question for you. I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray. So
I'm sweating, guys.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Turn on the AC in here.
Okay.
Rafe says she feels remorse and she's sorry. She's very sorry for this wig. What? Oh, you drinking? She said she feels remorse and she's sorry. She says not as sorry as she is about what it's going to cost us.
Oh, yeah.
She's crying. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you cry before. The tears of happiness because she's getting such a great wig. What did I do to her? You girls did this to yourselves. So, question. You're getting wigs that cost a fortune to style, and then you're getting ahead in there. What if you mess it up? Like, how do you...
You don't mess up. You cannot mess up.
No, you can't. You perfection.
That's why it's slow. Like, I start with longer... I give myself like some, some grace space, as I like to call it. Wigs, you don't have to cut as short because you don't know what it's going to do sometimes when it's cut, and you don't know if you're going to be able to see the lace. So you got to leave it longer, and relying on that flat iron tool that can put that little bend at the root really gives the effect of it being shorter than it actually is. So
that's just crazy.
Are there any Bob Ross moments, like a happy mistake, and then you've got to...
There's definitely been those.
Okay.
Yeah,
but they don't know.
Happy little swirl over here, little happy Jerry curl over here.
Denise, give me the glue and some extra hair. No, it's rare. It's rare because I go slow. There's no reason to rush on stuff like that. So as long as you're taking your time and you know what you're doing and you know the basics of cutting, the foundational aspects of cutting, you're going to be okay.
So I'm in production and I need to have some wigs done. And, if I'm in my stylist or whatever, how long can I expect for a production? Because productions often have less time, right? Aren't you kind of rushed on a film or a TV production? So...
Yeah, we are the last stop before it usually hits set. Like, it maybe goes back just to have the eyeballs put in if they're not already in. So usually Denise will get, depends on, sometimes the timelines are too tight. We can't do it. And you have to say no because, it's just not doable. She's one person. I can't do my job till she does her job. But normally, you can get some of the tighter turnarounds are like 7 days. Like, things got to be wigged, hairline punched, cut, and like literally in the mail overnighted to set.
Yeah.
So
to get there.
Sometimes it's really tight. But if they plan ahead, then usually she can, maybe have 2 weeks or a month or something like that. And we can really take our time, getting the color exact, getting, all the things right, because sometimes your eyebrows are a different color than your, the hair on your head. And so, yeah.
So you generally have more time with the private collection busts,
Yeah, there's not hey, this is going up to Canada in 2 days and it's got to get out. I've had that call where it's can you just cut all these because they got to be, in Ontario by Friday, and it's Wednesday afternoon, and I'm like, okay. When I get off of work, I'll do it.
So for all of you producers and directors out there, give your stylists a little bit more time to get it done.
Give hair people time.
Give them the time that they deserve to do it.
So we don't pull our own hair out.
What about this one right here?
Ooh.
That was Steve McQueen.
That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, look at that. There's that wig line that you're talking about. Look at that line. You can't tell.
Yeah. So that was wigged and then punched. And the wig was too dark, so I ended up highlighting the wig, shadow rooting and toning it, and rearranging some of the sideburn and stuff.
I think we have some of that. Hang on a sec. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh. He kind of looked like one of the band members of the Beatles when I got him. So that one had to get corrected. So I color corrected.
Imagine if Steve McQueen was wearing that in Bullet and the chase scene and stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah,
that would have been great.
He was caught right in the middle of having his,
right in the middle of it.
right in the middle of his cut. He had that. That's incredible.
Yeah, super cool.
I
love the older characters.
What's your favorite character that you've done?
I would say probably the Sal Mineo was probably my favorite, and a lot of people don't know who that
Yeah.
is, but that piece went to New York for an art exhibit, and it was just kind of like some like kind of weird, wacky homage to, obviously, because he, committed suicide. But the technical aspects, the retro hairstyle, like that wig was completely straight. It was basically a bob when I got it. So I really had a fun time, like honing that shape in, creating that texture on top, and making sure it didn't look like a curling iron did all of it.
Right.
And the eyebrow and the lash, like obviously his other eyebrow wasn't in, but it was just a really beautiful piece and really fun to work on, and just something I probably won't, nobody's going to ask me to do a Salminio ever again. So I really actually enjoyed doing that a lot. I'm trying to think, the Alice Cooper was super fun, and the Star Wars, the Princess Leia. Like, who doesn't want to like take a crack at a Princess Leia head, you know?
No kidding. I mean, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It looks
and
so
all
real.
The Studio 666 stuff was fun. Like taking all the different band members and doing strange, all of them with their dying face over and over again, trying to do their hair all wacky for the scene. So that was neat to do all of those. And that was like my first COVID project. Like I couldn't work at the salon, so I was at home doing that all day for a couple months.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty exciting. I'm always fascinated by all the different things you can do in film, and this pretty much literally every industry on the planet. If you do something, there's probably a field related to what you're doing in production. And, I mean, if you're an attorney, if you're doctors, we have EMs that are on set, on big sets and stuff. You have stunt coordinators. And this is Ashley, who was a stylist working on hair, and you never even thought like, hey, I think I'm going to go into film and style wigs, right? So you just never know when those opportunities come. And I think a lot of film, it says, how do I get into this? And I think it goes back to what Ashley had said. There's A, knowing people, and B, being willing to put the work in to try to figure it out and not being afraid to take those steps. So, that very first wig that you did, you took a risk, like a huge risk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's awesome to see somebody, to see that type of, I guess that type of, it's an entree leadership spirit. And if you have a craft or a talent, and you want to participate in film, there are so many incredible and different diverse ways that you can get into it. And maybe even you're in there and you find out there's something else that you like. Is there anything else you've seen while in the creation process that you were like, hey, that's actually kind of interesting. I think I'd like to do that.
I do love, it's weird. It's like super niche-y, but I think seaming would be really interesting. Like when you take the pieces, like you take a latex piece or where the seams come together, and it's silicone or it's foam or whatever. It's usually silicone. And they like these, this is literally a job. Like you have a silicone head, and obviously you can see where the two pieces came together. There's seamers that come in and take the seam out, take a little bit of latex or whatever silicone, and get rid of all the lines on things. Wow. And
that's their whole niche. See,
it's in high demand too. Like somebody who's a good seamer.
Seems like it would be.
I know, right?
Oh gosh.
I just thought that was such like an interesting thing. Like that's your niche, like getting rid of seams on silicone.
Wow. Are there things that you've done on these heads and these wigs that you've learned and then brought over to actually using that technique on humans?
For sure. Yeah, I'm not afraid to like tell some, maybe some clients are like, I don't know about this. Like if there's, women and there's men, but like mostly women, when they start to lose hair on the top of their head, like they just think, I can magically cut their hair to make it look fuller. And there comes a point where that's really not a possibility. And I've gone enough to wig shops and hair shops and stuff to know that there's a lot of different options, affordable options. And then there's like expensive luxury options. But it gives my clients, I have a little bit more, I have more things to offer them when it comes to like hair problems. Like, COVID, everybody's losing their hair left and right after getting COVID. So, I've got hair extension options, you know, wiglets that just go on the top, or just, you know, hey, I'm balding on this side a little bit. I know I have different things I can use to help you out until your hair maybe does get back to normal. Or if it doesn't, like I've got great hair solutions that maybe the average hairstylist doesn't even know about.
How do you also work with, I know in regular hairstyling, you have to work with different kinds of hair, different types of hair, but how do you learn to work with, like, you know, starting to work with fur and those things? Like, is there a big difference in styling fur versus styling, you know, human hair versus...
So yak
with the fur.
Yak is a little bit harder to. Okay. I mean, yak.
Did you say great yak?
Yak hair,
like yak.
Yes.
Yak. Yakety yak. Like
don't talk back.
That stuff's like great for teasing and stuff like that. It's not the easiest hair to really work with.
Yeah, you look really funny in those boots. No, teasing you? No, not that type of teasing.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so painful.
That was bad.
That was cringy, bro.
I think I beat your worst ones tonight, Cam.
I think so. Yeah, that was the top.
I win. Hey, let's all take a drink since you're already in the middle of your sippage.
Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's not coffee.
Here's to your awesomeness. No, you're definitely not drinking coffee.
You know me, Jason.
There's probably Jameson and some variation of other chemicals mixed in there.
I went with White Claw. You know, can't be too slurry when I'm on here.
Yeah, we do that anyway. We don't even have alcohol, so it's like you'll be fine. Right. You'll fit right in.
I think this is the most I've talked out loud in a really long time.
Well, we're glad to have you talk out, because usually you're just like, That's great.
I enjoy my comfortable silence while working.
Yes.
And most of my clients like it. They actually prefer it.
Yeah.
We're glad we could make you uncomfortable for just a little bit. So
yes,
oh, yeah,
it's our pleasure.
I'm here for it.
And we're excited you could join us on our Entertainment Dudes podcast. It's really great getting a chance, because it's unsung heroes behind the scenes that oftentimes make these pieces, and you don't have a clue what goes into it. You know, you just see it, and hopefully the point is to try to make your work go unnoticed.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's
if somebody's like, who the hell did that? You're like, ooh.
Right. You want it to be so good that no one notices.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's just crazy. But that's good style. It's good hair. It's good everything. So, well, it's awesome to see that. Thank you so much for sharing your pieces with us. It looks incredible.
Thank you for having me, guys.
If
your talent is undeniable.
If somebody either in the industry or somebody wants to come in and get their hair styled, how do they contact you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram's AV as in Victor R hair. And
AVR hair.
Check me out on Instagram. You can see some of the other fun stuff that I've worked on and all of my crazy rainbow vivids that I'm known for. And just hit me up through, DM.
Okay.
Perfect. And I hope you don't mind if we give our listeners an update once your project comes to light.
Oh, which one?
Your secret one? Yes, your secret.
It's already out. I still am not allowed to talk about it, unfortunately.
All right.
But
you're not allowed to talk about it even though it's already out?
It's been out, and I am not allowed to talk about it.
See,
and it's so sad because I got to do such cool stuff.
Man.
Again,
I'll be
unnoticed.
searching all over for a morning horn.
I'll be looking.
I'm going to razz you about this for forever now.
Please don't razz me about this.
Friday at coffee, I'm going to ask you about it in front of Michael.
It was totally a slip, but hey, I guess there it is for posterity's sake.
Yeah.
Be honest. How does it feel?
Jason, I can't with you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for joining Entertainment Dudes.
Yeah. This has been Ashley Ross. Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and catch us next week for more great Entertainment Dudes.